Welcome back to more Parasite Eve.
People.
Come on, Daniel. You're in charge now.
Yeah, well, I'm not used to this sort of thing.
Oh, I think you're doing just fine. I don't know if this was my voice or if this was the other guy's voice, but I'm going to use it now.
So why did Eve decide to attack the precinct?
Maybe to get rid of us?
Maybe Maida knows something about all this. Where'd he go anyways? I bet he's snooping around the lab on the third floor. Why don't you go see what he's up to?
And unfortunately, there seem to be some audio-video sync issues here. It seems to only be in the first little segment of this video, so it shouldn't be for too long. And most of this will just be us running around anyway, so it won't be too big of a deal. So we're basically headed for that area where that nurse healed Aya last video. But before we go there, we're going to go pick up some shit. A trading card, we'll find out what that does here in a little bit if I didn't specify what it does last video. So let's go ahead and talk to Wayne, I believe his name is. I've already kind of forgot, to be honest. Been a while. Although not too long since I did the last video. I think it's only been a couple weeks since I finished the last video. Of course, that took like a month and a half. Wayne here is just telling us that things are going to be different now. He's not quite as good as Torres at modding guns, but, you know, he's going to do what he can. I'm not reading any of this. He's also going to explain to us that he can accept weapon mod permits, just like Torres, but he'll also accept trading cards. I mentioned before, well, we picked up one here just a few minutes ago. We picked up one last video as well, and that's what they're for, is basically their additional weapon mods. But we don't need to do any of that right now. Be sure to check that room out for a health item and ammo. That might have respawned at that point. I don't remember if it had or not. So now we can continue on, and hopefully good things will happen. If not, well, it's kind of a horror game, so kind of expect good things won't happen. But who knows? Maybe. Just maybe. And at least finally here we don't have those stupid spiders respawning. That was pretty annoying. So let's go in here and see what Maida's up to. If I can get in the door.
Thought you'd be here.
Oh, how'd you guess? This type of place makes me think more clearly.
'Cause you're a nerd.
Hey, Maida, why did Eve attack this precinct?
What I want to know is why Eve didn't show herself this time. I felt her presence here, but as soon as we arrived, she was gone.
It could be a distraction.
Distraction? What do you mean?
Is there a sperm bank or hospital that conduct artificial insemination?
Why would Eve need a sperm bank?
Well, I don't think Eve's body will last much longer. Right now, the mitochondria are just parasites in her body.
So she's trying to create an ultimate being like she tried to in Japan?
I'm afraid so.
So if we can stop her from getting there, then she'll die eventually? I think a doctor at St. Francis Hospital specializes in artificial insemination.
Let's go, Maida.
Hey, what about me?
You're captain for now, remember? You gotta look after the precinct.
Alright, here, take this.
What's wrong? You're awfully quiet.
I wonder why Daniel didn't come with us.
He said he's gonna get the dirt on Clamp. He also wants to be with Ben.
Oh, yes, of course, and I'm really digging this music. You have great taste in music, Aya. Will you love me yet?
Maida,
Yes.
that creature that was born in Japan, what happened to it?
It died along with the scientist that was its father.
How did a monster like that die?
The mitochondria that passed from the father didn't connect with the ones passed by Eve. It deteriorated, and the father held on to it as long as he could, but they all died.
Even though it's a monster, I guess it's still your child.
Further evidence of why I never ever ever want kids. Here it is.
This hospital.
It's hot. It looks like Eve is already in there.
You wait here.
Aya, wait. Take this. It's another useless item that's going to clog up an inventory space.
Thank you. I'll keep it.
Like the previous good luck charm he gave us, that will be a useless item that's going to take up an inventory space. I'm not really sure why that's a mechanic they use in this game, but it is a thing that we're going to have to deal with. Pick that up. Fortunately, I'm pretty sure we can drop off the other one he gave us. I would definitely save your game there, just so you don't have to deal with those conversations again.
Huh? Maya!
I'm not sure if when she was recording the dialogue, if my friend missed it, or if I accidentally deleted it during editing. She basically just says Maya, or is that a reflection? And it does take me a little bit to find the elevator switch, and for some reason, once we get in here, we have to actually activate the stupid thing manually. I'm not really sure why that's a thing.
Huh? Going down. Oh no. The elevator cables! Night, night. Don't let the bedbugs bite. The power! Stating the obvious! Eve's trying to trap me down here. She cut the main power line. Oh, great. One elevator is broken, and without power, the other one isn't gonna work either.
I did jumble a lot of that text together, her reading of it. That's because it was going to be a whole lot easier for me in editing. And I don't remember the effects I used for Eve's voice, so we're not really going to do that anymore. Luckily, my friend changes her voice for Eve voice, so hopefully that'll be good enough. Well, if we can't use the elevator, let's go ahead and take the stairs.
Hope you enjoy your stay.
Well, crap. I'm not sure if she was laughing at the ridiculousness of this game or if she was actually trying to make Eve laugh there, but I heard that random laugh on her recording of her parts for this dialogue, and just, it made me laugh, so I wanted to make sure to put it in there. It's kind of tough for me doing commentary for these videos, especially this one, because there are so many little snippets of dialogue where I'm going to have to stop for that. That's kind of annoying. Speaking of annoying, I believe we're getting new enemies. Yay! Yes, these are new enemies. Awesome. I don't remember anything about them because, again, I completed this game last May. But we're going to fight them anyways. And we shall be victorious. I can say that because, as I've already stated, I completed the game already. Damn it, you twat. Wait for my active time or whatever to come back up. Why we need to wait in order to be able to shoot a gun, I have no freaking clue. That's one thing I never understood about the combat system on this game. I mean, it would make sense with like magic or something, but shooting a gun? Pick up the goodies. I have to be really conservative with inventory space because we won't have access to an inventory box until we get back to the police station. At the moment, we're kind of trapped down here. I think that's a new gun. I think there are some other goodies in here. So, Maida's good luck charm he gives us is just an annoying waste of space. Didn't quite read what that was, so I don't know if that's actually useful or not. Let's go through this door. Hey, there's a little girl.
Maya, wait, it's me. Why are you dressed in those clothes? You must be cold.
Oh, the little kid that runs away from us cliche. I wonder if Io is an abusive sister. Never know. And she seems like a nice person, but maybe deep down, she's a bit of a sadist. There's a key that we're going to need. One thing that I do own a save point in here too, so I would definitely recommend using that. Medicine 3, I guess we're on. I think the max level we get is medicine 4, and that should be happening next day. I would highly recommend saving. And now we're going to get another new enemy. One thing I'll say about the dialogue in this video is at least I don't have to do as much reading. There will be a little bit. Assume anytime you see me pick up a defense or offense, assume I go ahead and equip it to my gun or armor, depending on what it is. I'm trying to trigger a fight here because I know there are enemies. There they are. Yep, they're going to show up just to annoy us. 2 of those dudes and then another new enemy, a giant flying wasp or fly or some sort of bug. I'm not into the study of insects, so I don't know what it is. Either way, it's a giant bug that flies. We're just going to call it Baxter Stockman. How about that? I think there'll be a couple bits where I'll have to read for, but for the most part, until we get to the end of this video, which of course you can imagine there will be a lot more cutscene and dialogue, do not get stuck in that green goop. I don't know what the fuck it is, but you don't want to get stuck in it. You'll be stuck there for a while. Well, it's either that or you end up in kind of a paralyzed state, kind of like the spiders. I don't know what I'm looking at here. I assume I'm doing a thing. No healing. I'm going to try to show a little bit more of my item usage. I've been cutting most of it because it doesn't really matter. So that makes things easier for me because at least I don't have to do too much reading. Go ahead and open that door. I'm not sure what she's saying there, but I don't really think it's going to be anything useful, so I'm not going to worry about it. And not a surprise, we're going to get another fight. Come on. There they are. Really, the beginning of this video is about how the dialogue sections of this game should have gone. Like little 5-minute sections, and that's it. I think I actually get caught. Yeah, there was no way I was going to get out of that one. I guess you're not stuck in it, but I think you're in a paralyzed state, so you move a lot slower. I don't know if I mentioned that with the spiders. I know I mentioned the paralyzed state, but I don't know if I mentioned that that's what that does. It's pretty annoying, though. These enemies aren't really too bad. You just really need to avoid that goop that they drop out. I'm assuming they're shitting on the ground. I could be wrong, though. Damn it! This hospital is not your toilet! But I'm really not a fan of these 15-20 minute dialogue sections they have in this game. And I'm sure for people with better vision, they're not as long as they are for me, but still, they're just very extended and kind of annoying and just... I definitely like story, but damn. It kind of takes away from the gameplay when you're spending entire sections. I know I have at least one video in this LP that's pretty much all dialogue. I guess I'm equipping something here. Maybe I equipped something. I couldn't really tell what I did there. I think at times I do use tools on weapons and armor in this video because, again, we're not going to have access to the item box for a while. And if you pick up extra guns or extra armor, which I think we've only picked up one so far, then whenever you use a tool on it, you get its attributes. Well, its extra attributes. You don't get its base stats. And you can apply those to the weapon or... Oh god, these things are different. Either that or these things just didn't do that attack before, which is entirely possible. God. You're annoying! Don't be annoying. Damn it! I don't know how to dodge that. I assume, yeah, there's another one in here. Okay. I talked about that last video, trying to kind of pick your spots whenever you're ready to actually take a turn at combat. Just because sometimes you might be about to get hit. And that can be annoying. What's also annoying is all this that you're seeing now I ended up having to replay, which was pretty sad. But I'll talk about that more when we get there, though. The soundtrack is really good, but it's also really repetitive. That's another vest. I'm not sure if I cannibalized the stuff from that or not to save item space. There are a few vests that I'm going to need to create the badass armor I'm going to make later. This is what happens if you ignore the staircase before. If you just go about your way, kind of like we did after checking out the staircase, you'll hear that crash and then you'll see that dialogue and you can come over here and oh shit, the stairs. The stairs. I think there's actually an item over there. If there is, we'll check it out later. Because I didn't do that before. Well, now, not before. I don't know what I'm talking about. Damn it, Leia, go through the door. And this is another one of the same battles that we've already dealt with, so they're getting massive edits. You've already seen it. Nothing new. I seem to have got a lot of EXP for that. Didn't level up though, which is kind of annoying, but that's alright. Really not wanting to go too on a tangent just because I'm afraid of when the next dialogue bit's gonna happen. But now that we got a key, there's a thing we can open up. A thing. It's a door, obviously. Hey, there's Maya again.
Maya, wait! Don't leave me! Don't leave me alone!
Aw, sad day. I'm not sure if it's been covered already in this game, but Maya, and here we're picking up a gun it looks like. Maya is Aya's sister. I'm pretty sure they've covered this already. Yep, we can't take the stairs, that's all she's saying here. And we're gonna pick up, I believe, an offense here. Yep, offense +1. Sweet. Now let's go ahead and equip that bad boy. So they have Maya and Aya, and Fatal Frame 2 we have Miyu and Mayu. I'm wondering if that's a Japan thing. I think both sets, I know Miyu and Mayu in Fatal Frame 2, I know they're twins. I can't remember if Maya and Aya are twins. I guess we'll find out as the game goes on. I don't remember if the game has said that she's her sister yet, but it probably has. I feel like that's something we've already touched on. If we haven't, I don't think it's that big of a spoiler. I wonder if that's a thing in Japan where twin sisters are named very similarly to one another. As if it isn't already hard enough to tell them apart. But again, I'm not sure. These assholes again. Fantastic. Come on. Damn it. Stupid active time. You're a jerk, you know that? Oh god. No, we want to kill this thing first before we start targeting its balls. There we go. Now Aya can play with its balls all she wants. Okay, that was an easy pervy comment, but I had to make it. I'd be curious to know that, because it seems like, at least in those two games that I mentioned, naming twins or twin girls in a similar fashion has been common, at least 2 games. I don't know if that's something that Japan does, or if it's just laziness on game developers. And they're like, well, we named one character, this character's name is Miyu, we'll just name the other one Mayu, who cares? This one's Aya, Maya, there we go. So I don't know, I'd actually be really curious to know that, just because I don't really know much about Japan anyways. Sometimes I think that's a good thing, and sometimes not so much, because I do have a very big fascination with cute Japanese girls. Probably oversharing there. Oh right, that was a fuse we picked up earlier. Okay. Yeah, that we needed some fuses. I'm remembering this now. I was trying to figure that out before. We got a thing to do over here. I think we're already at it. And the friend of mine did some reading for this, but I think all it's doing is just talking about what a mess this circuit board is. And you can, if you don't do this right, you can make Aya electrocute herself. I didn't do that on this playthrough, or the one after that, which I should have done. So you're just going to see me do it right. I'll try to remember to see if I can get a clip of her being electrocuted and dump that in at the end of the video, just because it's kind of funny. Unless I look it up and it's not funny at all. So if you need help with this solution to this puzzle, just do what I'm doing and you'll be alright. I don't want to repeat myself again, so refer back to statements I made early on in this video for why I don't remember what exactly you're supposed to do here. I think a lot of it's fairly logical, though. There are certain things that you don't want to do until you do certain other things, because otherwise you're going to electrocute yourself. And now we get this music again. Doesn't really seem fitting. I kind of prefer the other music for this section just because it seemed more survival horror style music. Well, I really like this track, but still, I would rather the music have stayed dark. Let's hope that nothing messes with us in this elevator.
Maya and me? The fuck?
And now if the game hasn't said that they're sisters already, it's got to be pretty obvious at this point. While true, it could be just 2 girls that were friends. In games like this, you're probably going to have them be sisters. This fight goes really well. I don't get hurt at all during it. When Aya made the comment of "don't leave me alone," it kind of made me wonder if she's had some issues since her... I can't remember if that's been spoiled or not. I think it has, so if this is a spoiler, I do apologize. I feel like this is also something pretty obvious, but Maya died. Actually, I think Aya said that in one of the earlier sections of the game, actually. So Maya died, and I'm wondering if that causes some issues for her, which makes sense that it would. I mean, if there's somebody you care about and they die, obviously you're going to have issues with that. But it might have been an interesting piece to Aya's character if she had some sort of... If Maya's her twin sister and she had some sort of loneliness issue or something where she just never felt right since her sister died. I think something like that could have been interesting. I mean, the story does revolve heavily around Aya anyways, but at the same time, it's not like Aya talks much, so if they had sister issues there, then at least it might give us more of an excuse to have her talk more. And all the cutscenes, I swear to God, it's always Daniel and Maida talking. Well, usually Maida talking. That son of a bitch never shuts up. And Aya doesn't seem to really talk a whole lot. I know I've talked about that before, and I don't really like that. I know the developers are going with women should be seen, not heard, but I only agree with that in certain circumstances. No, target the one right by you. Thank you. Okay. Same deal. Don't walk into the bug shit. You don't want that on our shoes. Damn it, you twat! I almost had this one without taking damage. I don't know if you get more experience points for not taking damage. I feel like you do. Hey, we got a new ability, and it's haste, which will allow us to move a lot quicker whenever we use it. It's actually pretty cool, and I'll show it off later on in the video. Alright, let's run over here.
I don't know about you two, but I'm getting the hell out of here.
Mrs. Newsbaum, wait! What about your medicine?
Fuck medicine. Get my own. It's no use to me if I'm dead. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. However, there's a nurse trapped in the other room. Can you help her? I'm tapping that on the side, and I'd kind of like to keep doing that.
Sure.
I can't help but wonder why these people are here. The city has been evacuated, and if that lady can run off like that, then she should have been evacuated along with these doctors. And that's a trading card. Good for those of you who are going to need weapon mods. I will not, and we will get there when we get to that point. PE1, that's always useful for increasing something related to our parasite energy. Right, this fight. It's kind of a pain in the ass. It's a small room, you've got all these enemies to deal with. I don't know what to tell you. Have plenty of health. Luckily, the game gives us enough health supplies that you should be okay. Oh my Jesus. I kinda want to take out these things first, because they seem like the bigger threats than... Damn it, that bug thing. Again, don't walk into the bug shit. I don't know how I figured out that one was nearly dead, but it's a good thing I did, because otherwise I would have wasted part of that turn. Die, motherfucker! That's what you get when you face off with the Aya! But seriously, all these people should have been evacuated. I could see if there were some people that could not be moved there in such bad shape, but these people should have been out of there.
This room. I've seen it before. I'm getting hot. I know I've been here before, but why? What was I doing here?
So it would appear that part of Aya's forgotten past is coming back to haunt her. Kind of a cliche with the forgotten past, but whatever, we'll go with it. Let's go check on this nurse that we saved.
Phew. I thought I was done for. Thanks. Glad to help. But you could help me even more by telling me where the doors next to the elevator lead. The storage area of the hospital. That's where we keep oxygen tanks and our main supply of liquid nitrogen. What to use liquid nitrogen for? I don't know. Here, take this green card key and find out yourself. I'm not staying to see what happens here. Thank you.
Luckily for us, the nurse we saved had the card key we need.
Everyone's either dead or evacuated. I think I'll choose the latter. See ya!
I'm not really sure what about those doors next to the elevator attracted Aya's attention, but whatever, we'll go with it. This is just demonstrating what I've talked about before. We had picked up some extra armor, and I decided to cannibalize aspects of it to put on to our current armor. Or I took attributes off of our current armor and put it on the new, better armor. I'm honestly not sure which happened there. Kick that thing's ass because it tried to mess with the Aya. Just take the items. Thank you. save your game there just in case you die. You don't have to do all that again. And let's go see what this doctor is up to.
Can you tell me why the hospital uses liquid nitrogen?
For many things, you can use it to freeze off warts, but its main use is for research. It keeps the sperm bank from spoiling.
Sperm bank? Oh my god, how do I turn it off?
Well, there's a valve you can turn off in the storage area on the 13th floor, but why?
Sorry, I don't have time to explain.
Of course there's going to be a sperm bank in this hospital. Why else would Eve be here? We all know she wants to make babies. And I'm not going to help her do that because she's pretty gross. That is a really odd place to put a card reader for a door. Anytime I've ever seen a card reader, it's been right beside the door. But I'm not going to judge the makers of this hospital. Actually, I guess technically I already did. That's okay. Let's see what's in here. And we have an even bigger version of these enemies. Great. Oh god, why? I don't want to make out with you! Get away! Take that! Didn't like that, did you? Now I'm going to go ahead and show off the haste ability. I don't use this nearly as much as I should. It's pretty cool and really useful for fighting these things. As you can see, when he gets ready to jump, you can move out of the way really quickly. I'm not sure if it increases your active time. I feel like it might. It seemed like it charged up a lot quicker there, but I could be wrong on that. So now that that's out of the way, let's pick up some bullets. There they are. And here's that lovely valve we heard about that we need to turn off so that the sperm spoils and Eve can't make babies. I've got plenty of sperm, but I'm saving that for Aya. Eve gets none because she's gross. Maybe Kathy, but I couldn't really tell if Kathy's good looking or not. We never see her in a CGI cutscene. Minor spoiler, but I don't think it's anything crucial to the game. Okay, now that we've done that, we can go in this elevator, because elevators are always safe in games. To be fair, the last time we came in here, nothing bad happened. So maybe it'll be okay. They really should have put elevator music in there, although I think this game music is much better than any elevator music. If you come over here, you can see a building in the distance. And now I'm just showing Aya's face because we don't really get a good view of it in the game, except for during one of the driving sections with Daniel at the beginning. So I wanted to show it off since we got that camera angle. One of the reasons I like camera angles in games is just the ability to do that, just show off the character, or for me, take a better look at them since they're not moving. You get a closer view of them. So I wanted to show that off because it's cool. I think so anyways. It might not be. So something I mentioned earlier about cannibalizing stuff from armor in order to upgrade other armor. I was also going to say and forgot that when I was showing myself doing that, I was also showing that when you do that, it destroys the armor that you're taking stuff from. I'm not sure that's how armor works, but that's how the game works, so we're going with it. And I mentioned that this LP was going to stop being helpful, not that it really has been to this point. From the point that we got out of the elevator onward, something happened to the video files when I originally played this, and I had to replay all this again. All this was done back in May. When I did that, I was irritated. I didn't want to do it again, but I knew I had to, so I put in a cheat weapon. It doesn't look all that special right there, but the more we upgrade, the better it's going to get. Speaking of guns, there's one. Not nearly as good as the one we got now. Now, speaking of odd design choices, developed by the makers of this hospital. Check this out. The door is locked. How would you think that you would open that door? You would logically probably assume we need to pick up a key. Maybe a card key. Nope. Push this. And there's a button to press. It's like the developers of this hospital took a page out of the Umbrella playbook. If you remember the original Resident Evil, where you had to go in that flooded area, in the one room there was a button you pressed and it unlocked the other door that was in there. Well, there's like 3 doors, but 4 technically. But if you played the game, you know what I'm talking about. If not, it doesn't really matter. You had to unlock the door that I think had the key that you needed for the mansion in it. It had some key item and a bunch of ammo. This gun will get better as I level up. I'm assuming it's the leveling up that has this gun get better, because by the end of this LP, we're going to be destroying enemies. And I did already check, and as far as I can tell, everything seems to be working okay. So I won't have to replay this game yet again, unless I'm going to do the Chrysler building. In which case, I will be using this cheat weapon again, plus the awesome armor that I've got. Plus, I might find better armor, who knows? Hey, look, more enemies! That's what I wanted. I wasn't tired of the combat yet. So I hope that doesn't annoy people, but I'm not really doing this LP to be helpful. Like, I try to be as much as I can. You're a dick, you know that? But I highly doubt that'll annoy anybody that actually watches my videos. But if it does, then I do apologize. I didn't really want to do a cheat playthrough, but that's what the rest of this LP is going to be. This gun basically has max stats, or it seems like it does, but I guess we'll really see that as I level up. And y'all will see the awesome armor once I pick it up and make it. It's pretty cool. Now time for plot.
What is this? The HLA list. Ben and Lorraine's names are on here too. It's the same list that was on Dr. Clamp's computer. What is he trying to do? These are the patient records. Mariko Bree, it's my mother's record. December 23rd, 1977. Taken in with Maya Bree after an accident. Pronounced dead after cardiac arrest. Maya Bree, the daughter. The next page is missing. It's somewhere else.
Don't worry, we're not done yet with the conveniently placed documents that give us plot.
Melissa Pierce. It's got to be that Melissa. December 23rd, 1977. Emergency hospitalization. Operation successful. After 6 months of hospitalization, released. Needs medication from hospital. Melissa and Maya were brought in the hospital on the same day and operated on. No, it can't be. What is this?
Elevator key. So to answer Aya's question, we got an item that's going to let us progress. So what I would recommend doing is coming over here and unlocking that like you've got to anyways. And then come back here and save. You're definitely going to want to save your game. Trust me. Fighter jets, prepare to launch and head for Central Park. Looks like the military is finally involved. Took them long enough. It's only been, what, 3 days? Creature's been running amok, killing people left and right. Well, crap. This doesn't look like the sperm bank. Doesn't really look like any place we want to be. Looks like we've ended up on the roof. What the hell happened to the whole sperm bank thing? Yep, we're fighting a giant spider. I shall call you Zephon! This is the first place where I kind of start to notice the difference in the new gun I got. Just because the active time seems to be a lot quicker for me. Oh my Jesus. Good thing I'm cheating this section or I would be in trouble. I actually feel really bad about this. I didn't realize I actually had this other cheat on during this fight. But as you can see, I'm not exactly doing very well at it anyways. I completely forgot about that actually just now until I just looked at that. That's... well, shit. Alright, well, this is what we're dealing with because I'm not replaying this game again just to get to this point. Shoot this thing as much as you can. Otherwise, I have no advice for you on that. I just took a look at a later video and the health cheat is not on later on in the game. So it's not the whole LP. I am sad that it's in this LP at all. Now, you're definitely going to want to save your game before doing this, not just because of this fight. There's a bullshit thing that's going to happen after this fight that's even more unforgiving. So I'm really sad about that. I did not realize that I had a health cheat on here. I guess maybe I did at the time, but I don't remember that. And massive amounts of skill points we're getting here, which is cool. That's it, one level up for killing that thing. Well, we get heal 3, which is cool. It'll be useful later.
So you found this place. You're gonna use the sperm to give birth to the ultimate being. You're a bright one. The first rebellion took place some years ago on a far-off eastern island. There, my sister committed a fatal error. I'm higher in the evolutionary chain than my sister. I will never commit the same mistake. You're not my... Finally caught on, huh? No! You feeble organisms depend on machines to do all the work. Stop! You've just witnessed the limitations of humans. Please, no more. What if I don't want to? It's a shame we couldn't understand each other. The jet! It's gonna crash into the roof. I've got to get out of here.
And this is the bullshit part I was telling you about and why I was saying you're gonna want to save your game, because if you fail this part, you die and you have to do that boss fight and read all that dialogue all over again. Just run the way I'm going and you'll be okay.
Oh no, the brake!
Given the enemies that we had to fight in the police station, the spider boss seems more like an appropriate boss fight for the police station segment. I understand why the dog was the boss fight, it fit into the story as much as that section managed to do, but still, since that's where we first saw spiders and that's primarily where we see them, we will see them later on. I think we have to pull that brake. I think you have to do that manually. Now I'm trying to find something to climb up on so we can get out of here.
Phew.
Over here, Maida!
Aya!
We don't have any time. Eve got away with the sperm sample. Daniel, is everything okay back at the station?
That's the thing. I found out several things about Clemp. In the past, a doctor was fired from that hospital for giving out a patient list.
A list? You mean like the one with the HLA listing?
These guys have access to just about everything. This is what I learned from Warner, who was looking into Melissa. She was seen going into the museum late at night on several occasions.
Eve? She was going into the museum?
We must get there before the being is born.
Calm down, we're there, buddy.
Maya.
I do apologize for cutting a funny bit of dialogue between Daniel and Maida. Maida thanks Daniel for saving him. We're not sure how that happened, he just thanks him for it. And Daniel informs him that he needs to focus on things other than just studying or no woman's going to want him. It's kind of funny but pointless to the story, and it would be a lot of extra editing I didn't want to do. Oh, Daniel said he told y'all about some doctor at that hospital selling off patient records.
Eve?
Clip, that bastard, I knew he was a part of this. None of y'all believe me. We'll split up and search the city. Eve and Clint must be meeting soon.
We must hurry. It'll be too late once the ultimate being is born. Oh, I'll go see if I can find some more information. You never know what might be helpful.
Brought you a walkie-talkie so we can keep in touch. I'm counting on you too, Mr. Scientist. You got a nickname now.
What?
Weren't you going to stay here, Daniel?
And push papers all day long? You're kidding me. Daniel, away!
What will we do?
Let us know if anything comes up.
See, it didn't take another 5 months for me to get another one of these videos out. Only a couple weeks. Hopefully the rest will be this efficient. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all next time.